Good evening. Welcome to the channel. If you've not been here before, my name is Elizabeth, and this is Hillbilly Crime. And this is Sweet Tater. Sweet Tater is my mom. Say hi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sweet Tater.
All right. So today I wanted to look at a case that happened a little while ago. A lady by the name of Sonya Massey. She was unalived. She had called the police looking for some help, and the police came out and really did bad. So we're going to watch this together first, and then
Where's this at?
we'll talk about it. Let's see. Here's the view from former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson, seconds before he allegedly pew-pewed Sonya Massey, 36, it's Illinois, inside her home in the 2800 block of Hoover Avenue in the Cabbage Patch neighborhood.
And this was, what's the year?
This was posted July 22nd. 2024. So
that's just been recent.
Yeah. All right. So this is the video. Hello, everybody. Come on in. All right. Let me stop it real quick and read that if I can get to it. Okay. If I can. That kind of made it blurry. Let's see. All right. On July 6th, 2024 at 12:50 a.m., Sangamon County Sheriff's deputies responded to a 911 call making contact with the caller, Sonya Massey, at her residence. During the interaction inside the home of Miss Massey, former Deputy Sean Grayson discharged his pew-pew, striking Miss Massey and unaliving her. This interaction was captured on body-worn camera video. On July 6th, 2024, at 1:43 a.m., the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office notified the Illinois State Police and requested assistance to conduct an independent investigation into the incident. On July 17th, 2024, the state's attorney's office presented evidence from the ISP's independent investigation, which included the following footage of the pew-pew of Sonya Massey to the grand jury of Sangamon County, Illinois. On that same day, July 17th, the grand jury returned a true bill of indictment charging former Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson with 3 counts of first-degree red rum, 1 count of aggravated battery with a pew-pew, and 1 count of official misconduct. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Allegedly Lisa. Hi, honey. Spike Fast Racing. It's good to see you. Thank you for being
about his county.
Yeah, he says, I'm very familiar with this case. Springfield, Illinois. Let's see. All right. Hey. This case is devastating. It sure is.
Who's over there digging on my stuff?
Says, she had, if I'm not mistaken, she had called 911 thinking that there was a prowler outside her house. So, if I'm wrong on that, you all let me know. But I'm pretty sure that that's what she had called the 911 for.
That's what
She
they're
thought
looking
that,
for. I think. Prowler.
yeah, she thought she heard somebody outside her house.
Well, she had great places for them to hide.
We're just getting here, honey. I'm late tonight. My computer was wanting to do update. Says he was fired from 3 other police departments for misconduct. He even produced fake warrants to arrest the guy at one time. Yeah, and if you pay attention to this, you know, he had coworkers who were familiar with how he was behaving, you know, like I don't think anybody says anything to him, even in this video. They have such attitudes of entitlement, you know.
Oh shit. He said, "Oh boy, man."
Yep. Appellate court has recommended he be released until trial. I saw that too. He was in jail. I think he was in jail for like the last 3 months or something.
I think they ought to have some special training for people before they can hire them as police officers. You know, just like they do people that come to wrecks and stuff like that. I forget what those guys are called. But you have to have special training to drive an ambulance and go pick up and go to wreck sites. I think police ought to have special training.
Well, they're supposed to, and they pat each other and themselves on the back all the time about how much training they've got and all their certifications.
Well, they ought to take them for about a week and have 2 different groups. And one group be the criminal and one group be the police officer, and they have to deal with it.
Hey, get down. My dog heard that on the
There's a bike sitting back there.
He's going to give him a little bark, too.
I don't know if it's hers.
All right.
Oh, I'll tap it. So which one? The reason I was 319 to contact her is because someone threw a brick to her car. You want to try and call her 17 back here and let her know we're out front? Yes, that's set up good.
And she's a woman by herself.
I hear the phone ringing. You didn't see anybody out walking that way, did you? No, not when I came in. I didn't see anybody that way. I hear her phone ringing and she's refusing to come to the door, so we're about to go tonight.
They were mad because it took her so long to answer the door.
She's dead in there. Oh, let's hope not. Is this a ring doorbell? Yeah, it doesn't work though. Sheriff's office. 2 houses down, I think. Oh, no, it's right here.
Go ahead.
What'd he say? Did he say she's got to put her rugs up? Is that what he said?
Well, can you run it back?
Yeah.
She was yawning inside. Still hold on.
Let's all listen very closely. See if
You
we
come
can.
in the door or not? She was yawning inside. Still hold on. You come in the door or not? All right. Hurry up.
Town, bud.
Did I go? I don't think I went back far enough, but I'll go back another. I'll do it later.
Okay.
Sheriff's office. The one you called.
How do you go here? And I need to go here. Please don't hurt me, y'all.
Oh, we heard you. You called us.
Okay, please.
So what'd you hear?
Somebody keeps outside my house, y'all. Please,
Is this your car over here?
please, God, please, God, please.
Is this your car over here? Oh,
Please, God.
that's not your black car in the driveway?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody. Right? You know, we don't. We checked the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God, please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God, please, God, please. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if I could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody,
Yeah,
so.
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get.
I got you. All right.
Sorry.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
Huh?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine and stuff.
All right.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right. That's not your black car, though. The SUV? Whose is it?
Mm,
You don't know? Someone just parked it in your driveway?
They brought it to my driveway.
And just left it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's run that.
Yeah. 19, I got a 20 clear.
Does anyone else live here with you?
Somebody else.
David Mary 43556.
You got a name? You got an idea or something? Take your name real quick. Catch this. See who we spoke to.
Several.
Okay.
I know it's right here. Hello? Yeah, I need, I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all.
Okay, are you there with me?
They're here in my house right now.
Okay, I'll let you go and you talk to them.
No, hold on, wait a second, sir.
You can hang up, Conwell. That's good.
For what? You're there with the deputy, correct?
No, hold on, okay?
You can hang
Hold
up.
on for what?
Just 1 second, okay?
You could tell she didn't want to let
What's
that
up?
other
I got some paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah.
person
Hey, I
on
just
the
need your
phone
name
off.
so we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah, it
Okay,
was
what was the damage?
a dent, I believe.
What about windows?
Oh, that It was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think about your last name.
Okay.
You're not in trouble. I just need to text.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
You have an ID? That'd make things so much easier. I just need shit. Just driver's license will do, and then I'll get out of your hair.
I want to show y'all my paperwork.
I will get your paperwork.
What paperwork?
Okay. I got some paperwork.
Well, just get your ID real
Well, let's
quick.
get your
so I
ID
can text you.
first, and then
One task at a time here.
Okay. Let me
Here, grab your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You
you have
have-
that stack right there, maybe.
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me get this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right.
Now look, she had food on the stove.
Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
And he told her to move it.
Huh?
You
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot! Drop the fucking pot!
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the fucking pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078. Fuck.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, your headshot, dude. Sure, that's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God, fuck.
Yeah, I'm not taking fucking boiling water in the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
He just escalated that and
God
caused
damn it.
that
You
whole
good?
I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. What's she got? Let her fucking just.
God,
There's nothing we can do, man.
fuck.
She's already dead, isn't she?
Yeah. But yeah, he didn't even
You
let
good?
that other
Okay.
cop
Fuck.
do any kind
Well.
of life-saving measures.
I mean, you know, what else do we
He
do?
just wanted to get up and shoot.
I'm not taking hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
And now he's trying to make excuses to cover for what he just did.
They got a 52 en route.
Yeah, 1078.
And this other cop followed his lead.
She's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head.
Did
I'll
both
go get my
cops
med
shoot
kit.
or
Go,
just
go get
one?
hurry, get your med kit.
I mean, there's not much we can do.
No,
We're gonna at least
I
try
think
and hold
it was
the-
just
stop the blood.
one who actually pew-pewed, but the other one still he followed his lead.
Did they even check to see if she was alive?
She rebuked him in the name of Jesus. And as soon as she said that, he pulled that and did that. Because they told her to go over there and get her water off the stove. And so she went over there to do it, and then they pretended like she was going to throw the boiling water on him. Yeah, he did, y'all. Yes, he did. She said, well, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And he did that.
What did she refuse to do?
She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Where's he at? Come on.
I guess he does not know what rebuke means.
He's a devil. Yeah, he does. I'm starting to get a migraine.
Just give you a migraine watching all this.
She's still gasping a little bit.
We got an EMS coming.
You want to hand me another rag up there? Up there, to your right. Right there.
Is there anything you can do for? No. All right. I'm not even going to waste my med stuff then. You want to run down real quick?
Nope, not yet.
All right. House is cleared. She was the only one.
Where's the gun?
No, she had a boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water. That's what all this is. I'm standing right here.
Came at him.
And that's where she's laying
She
there.
really didn't, did she?
Didn't look like it to me.
There's nothing right now. Just hang out.
It looked to me like she went to pull that up in front of her face to try and protect herself. But
You still want me holding this pressure?
Tiny little thing.
EMS is coming.
She's still gasping.
Okay.
it's unbelievable that would be his first reaction. What's that tell you?
But see, they could weed those people out if they put them on computer games. Got them, really keyed up and into them. They'd have to reach a certain level of fascination. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So he was put on in a stressful situation.
Well, you could
And
tell
his
that
natural-
she did not. You could tell she did not feel comfortable with how that cop was even talking to her from the very beginning. When that other officer got on the phone with her, you could tell she didn't want to let him go. She was like, hang on, hang on. It was like she was wanting to have somebody else there to take care of her. I don't know. I think it's just absolute.
She's still gasping a little bit.
All right.
Well, it certainly is.
I think in the eye.
What?
I think in the eye. I'm not for sure.
Find the blue blood pressure cup.
Don't move that if you can.
Copy.
And
He got her in the eye.
Where's she shot?
I think in the eye.
Okay.
That's where I've got the pressure
We
at.
have an extra one. That you can tell.
Not that I can tell. No,
We'll move fast.
I can't feel one.
That poor woman.
but have them short.
And nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's saying what in the world did you just do.
Came out. Make contact. You can't. Don't move that. You can't. Don't move that if you can. Yeah, it's that got everything under it.
Try not to move that bag. We'll take her out on the backboard so we don't have to move that.
I need you guys over here.
Make contact.
We need that backboard.
Imagine what the Lord thought of that.
All right, go ahead and get that down. Get it set up, buckles out of the way.
In the kitchen right
You
now.
guys grab the backboard.
Yep. Stay with him. I got it. Do it now.
Yeah, it's that was the eye. She's still having no breathing though. Get her on the backboard, get her in the bag.
Yeah.
Please just try not to move this bag.
Try to move that back. Okay.
Tiffany said, I don't think he knew what rebuke meant. He acted like he threatened him.
Try to hold that back. Yep.
It's in here.
All right. Can I move this bucket behind you?
Yeah, you're fine. I can't feel an exit wound. I'm not sure. I haven't seen one either.
Okay. Don't move that back. Okay.
Do we know what caliber weapon she shot with?
9 mil.
Okay. All right, backboard, let's go.
What are you trying to grab? Or do you want to be there? I would say we just need to grab her, bring her up over the blood. Yeah.
Do you need me out of your way?
Yeah, I'll have to go ahead and take what you got there.
Hey, County, do we have any idea who she is?
We were trying to ID her.
I think her name is Sandra. I think we were out there earlier.
I want to call her.
She said they were out there earlier today.
It's a really need anything?
I'm good.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm all
All right.
Thanks, so.
Absolutely.
Fuck,
In
man.
trouble now, buddy. I would be terrified. These guys
I'm
are
at my
just
apartment.
all in a day's work. So a couple people, I guess, are just coming in. Let me catch you up real quick. And they're asking what we're watching. So this was a lady by the name of Sonya Massey. She thought that she heard a prowler in her yard around her house. She called 911. These cops came out and she had, it looked like maybe spaghetti or she had boiling water on her stove. The cops told her to go over there and get her water off the stove so she didn't cause a fire. So she goes over there and goes to move her water off the stove, and decides he's going to be threatened and say, "Don't you throw that at us." And she rebukes him in the name of Jesus, that he would even say that she would do such a thing. And after she rebukes him in the name of Jesus, honey, he pews her right in the eye, right in the head. And that's what we're watching. So now this is at the end after he's done it. And this is him. I guess all the adrenaline is pumping. That's what we're watching, y'all. Unbelievable.
What's up, buddy?
You good?
All right, come here. What's this? There, turn that off.
Ah. This is his camera. See, watch her.
She saw it down.
It's unreal.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kid.
Put two hands on the dummy.
Dude, she's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God, fuck.
Dude, I'm not taking fucking boiling water to the fucking head. And look, it fucking came right to our feet, too. God damn it.
We said it came to their feet.
You good?
Well, yeah, she
Good?
dropped it
Yeah, I'm good.
after he puked
Holster
her
down.
in
Let her
the
fucking
head.
just... There's nothing we can do, man.
Fuck.
This was
You
just
good?
in July. Look, July 6th
Fuck.
of this year.
Well,
You know, she was such a tiny, frail little
what else
thing.
to do?
I don't think she'd be able to throw.
I'm not taking
steaming
hot boiling water to the fucking face, and it already reached us.
They got a 52 in route.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
1078.
been arrested, so they're trying him. He's going to go to trial for this. But they gave
318,
him,
she's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head.
they gave this fool the
I'll
authority.
go get my
to
med kit.
arrest
I mean,
Go get, yeah. Hurry, get your med kit.
there's not much we can do. Fuck!
You have dirty little old mouths.
They all have bad mouths.
Do we got any call history with her being 1096?
I'm going to let my dog in.
I will explain why. Negative. She's in the kitchen. Just Sergeant, no. Let's just chill out here. Just Sarge right now.
Are you guys secure?
Yeah, we're
Is
secure.
that covered?
No, it's just her in the house. She's 1096.
Look how many cops are standing out there.
Anything you think we can do for her? All right. I'm not even going to waste my med stuff then. You want to run down real quick?
No, not yet.
All right. House is clear. She was the only one.
I'm not going to waste my meds.
No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water.
You shot her?
Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water. That's what all this is. I was standing right here.
All right.
And that's where she's landed.
What do y'all need from us?
Just nothing right now. Just hang out there for me. Thank you.
I need cranks and put them around the house if you guys can. But other than that, that's I think it.
Anything else suspect?
Me.
Oh, I didn't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm good. This fucking bitch is crazy.
And listen to how he talks about her then.
I know.
I think
No
I gotta go.
compassion.
I got something coming up.
No, none.
If I shot somebody, I'd feel awful bad.
At the beginning of the video, you could hear fireworks.
You got enough? If not, I gotta roll.
And I wondered if it was July or around July, and it was. It was July 6th, so 2 days after.
Yeah, I'm running across the front here. What do you want it?
I just around the house. You guys can go inside.
Okay. Red bottom.
Yellow. Yeah, where was his stun gun?
That's good.
Taser.
Find a blue blood pressure cup.
All right. Let's cut to the garbage cans. Yep.
Were you talking to me, Elizabeth? I was up there digging in the ditch,
Center's coming out.
looking at stuff.
Yeah.
What's he at?
Inside with me. He's good. Yeah.
That's my fault, man. I didn't know.
No, dude, it's good. It fucking happened so goddamn quick that we didn't have time to fucking call shit out. That was me and.
Yeah, that's what I
Did
was trying to figure out. Make sure we need to look for someone.
No, we're good. I think she set it up on purpose. So, this is what it is.
She set it up on purpose.
He said don't go in.
I have fucking choice.
Try not to move that bag. We'll take her out on a backboard so you don't have to move that.
Yeah, he's good, dude. I made sure he was good. Yeah, he was here for the whole thing.
No, did he get hit?
No. We barely got missed.
Okay.
That down just to get it set up.
I'll holler at him later.
Hey guys, grab the backboard. We're flying on this one.
I'm gonna chill in my car. I'm gonna chill in my car for a minute.
I got it.
So my car. Camera off. Camera's off.
Camera's off.
Resulting.
Okay. So that is the end of that one.
We have
And
to
then-
be sure we follow his trial.
Oh yeah. I wanted to see because there's been an update update on Sonya Massey case. Let's see. Former deputy charged in Sonya Massey's approved for pretrial release. Sheriff resigns in wake of Sonya Massey. Granted release. Okay. This one is. Let me go over here where I can get back on it. So this is the update.
So they're going to release him.
Looks like it.
Be released with conditions. All of this as he awaits trial. The Illinois State Attorney of Sangamon County reacting in a statement earlier today saying Sean Grayson has been granted pretrial release by an appellate court panel, but plans to file a request to the Supreme Court and ask that Grayson remain detained. This comes ahead of the former deputy's court appearance tomorrow. He faces first-degree murder for shooting Massey in her kitchen after she called 911 about a possible intruder. Joining me now is criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Bernarda Villalona. I apologize, Bernarda. Let's get started here. There was a unanimous decision found by the district appellate court that previous ruling in July to detain Sean Grayson be detained was improper. What did the prosecution fail to do or fail to prove in order for the district appellate court to decide this?
So the district appellate court is saying that the prosecution failed to provide sufficient evidence to show that there exists no other terms in order to prevent the dangerousness to the community, because the purpose of having him pre-trial detained is if there's a danger to the community, where nothing that's put in place of having Grayson breathe to the community will prevent that type of danger from happening.
Well, Bernardo, the opinion also ordered a hearing for his release upon suitable conditions. What could these conditions include?
So these conditions can consist of having electronic monitoring placed on him, having to be in the home for a certain amount of time, preventing him from actually being outside of his home except for probably medical treatment or to appear in court or to meet with his attorneys. And also, if there's any need for him to be outside, he'll have to get pre-approval. But of course, the electronic monitoring is one of those main conditions that are usually set. I'm surprised here because I would have thought because of the charge itself, first degree and murder in the first degree, that he would be detained just simply on the charge itself because of the egregiousness of that charge and the allegations where he actually shot Sonya Massey in the face in her own home.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what your take was on this. What is the prosecution saying about all of this? And does this pose a potential setback in their case against Grayson?
Well, the prosecution has vowed to appeal this to the Illinois Supreme Court. The question would be is whether the district court will grant the defendant to be released in the meantime while it's being appealed to the Supreme Court of Illinois. It doesn't actually set back the prosecution in terms of whether he's out in the street or whether he's in custody, because the prosecution is going to continue. They'll continue to be preparing their case, preparing their witnesses, so when the trial actually takes place. So it's not a major setback for the prosecution. But of course, as a prosecutor, it's always easier and better when the defendant is in custody.
All right, Bernardo, before I let you go, I want to ask you about the subway chokehold case. We know jurors are expected to hear closing arguments on Monday in the homicide trial of Daniel Penny. Of course, he's the veteran who put Jordan Neely allegedly in that fatal chokehold.
That boy was found not guilty, I think. So that was pretty cool. But this Sonya Massey case blows me away. What do you think about it, Mama?
Well, I think that boy shouldn't have been in the police department to begin with. He's, in a way, he's sort of pitiful. He's wanting to do something that he's afraid to do. He doesn't know how to do. And they put him in an impossible situation. The only thing he knew to do was fire at a person. He didn't have the right kind of personality to deal with somebody that was emotionally upset like he was.
I think he had been fired from 2 or 3 other police departments. before this happened.
Well,
So he
I
has a
think that the
history.
police department has some accountability there, that they would hire someone that's like him. And of course, somebody said you can't sue the police department. Well, maybe you can sue the individual. Somebody should be sued. And I don't necessarily know that it should be the boy that did the shooting, the pewing, or whatever I'm supposed to say. You know, he just shouldn't have been there to begin with.
Well, and when we watched that video at the beginning, when he told her that he had that they had checked out the property and stuff, they were getting ready to go their separate ways. She was getting ready to come back in the house, and they were getting ready to leave, and he didn't. He hung around and asked her something else, and he should have just went on.
Yes.
He should have just went on.
I mean, what's a woman do that's got a pot of water on the stove that's going to make?
Yeah, she didn't say anything about throwing the water. They told her to go over there and get her pot off of the stove because it was boiling. So she went over there to move it, and then they started acting like, don't you even think about throwing that on us. And she was like, what? Why would you? I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Well, you know, I said it a minute ago. I wonder what the Lord thought about that. She spoke his name, and then that devil did what he did. Oh, honey. I'm telling you.
You'd have to look at his IQ. His IQ may not be, but 95. They don't necessarily hire the sharpest ones in the pack.
The sharpest tools in the shed.
No, I don't know that that's a requirement.
Allegedly, Lisa says you just took the words right out of my mouth, Tater. Vanessa says, I have to ask the question. If you are a police officer and you are threatened to have boiling water on you, what would be your response? How would you handle it? Well, they could have tased her. They could have pulled a taser. They
could have jumped back.
Yeah, they could have backed up.
They could have retreated. You know what I'm saying? Let her pitch the water. She wasn't but a little old tiny woman. She couldn't throw it too far.
And she wasn't threatening them with that. I just saw that a second ago. That's the definition of gaslighting right there. She wasn't. They told her to go move it off the stove. So when she walked over there to move it, they were like, don't you even think about throwing that on us. Well, I didn't think about that. And then he started, crazy bee.
And when she pitches the water,
And then he called and asked them if they had any history. And I'm not sure if that was like a code. I kind of took it as me assuming. Now I'm assuming, but I assumed that was him asking if there was any mental health calls.
Well, she obviously was a little old lady. And we do act a mite strange at times.
Especially when we're uncomfortable and we're afraid.
And the police come in and just keep right on talking. I mean, I thought they handled it poorly.
I think they did too. And that woman's life is gone. Like she was. You live your life 50 years and then have somebody take it like that. That's awful. Her family now has to live with that. And, he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life too, which it didn't really seem like he cared too much, but.
He will probably. I don't know. He just didn't seem like that he had the kind of strength of character that one would want in a police officer because they're in a position to have so much power and authority. Just being able to carry a gun around and shoot people, that's a big responsibility to give somebody.
I know. Somebody else said it too there a minute ago. They said, he's the other officer that was with him now will have PTSD for the rest of his life because it was traumatic for him too.
Well, he knows that the boy did wrong,
At least he didn't pull. At least he didn't pull his pew pew. I mean, he pulled it, but at least he didn't.
Not tell
pull
us
the
that
start.
guy had his out. I
He'd
mean,
be
what are
right
you
in the
supposed to
cell with
do?
him. He'd be right in the cell with him, and that's how a lot of stuff happens. It's like a mob mentality with police officers. I've seen it myself. I've been on the receiving end of it. When one officer starts getting elevated and they raise their voice and they start getting mean and aggressive, and then the next one with them, then they'll start and they'll get just as
It's
elevated.
like barking dogs.
And then if there's another one there, that third one will jump in and
Well, did you hear me?
before you know it, you've got each one of them barking at you.
There you go. Just like barking dogs. They got them all barking at you, nipping you.
Yeah, well, it's a real thing. Mob mentality. It's like herd mentality. And it happens with police too. And it happens often with police.
Well, it happens with people in general. I mean, they start picking on one, and the whole group wants to pick on that one. I mean, it's a pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody tried to establish themselves within a group. Oh, well.
Yeah. Let's see what.
Very sad. I hope that he has to take some time. And I hope if that woman has relatives that they get a good sum of money.
I hope they do too. And I hope what I would like to see happen is their police department's hiring policies become better. I don't know what they could do. I'm no.
Well, they need screening processes. They need like pilots. They have to train on certain kinds of equipment. You could train those officers on particular kinds of software.
Oh, yeah.
You just have to define what kinds of traits you were going to look for. They could screen them right out.
When I was in school, we did all kinds of personality tests and stuff, like in psychology. They have all kinds of tests like that they could do to wean out the narcissists. Oh, it's just so sad. That guy was smart enough to create a narrative for the body cam evidence.
He certainly did. The aftermath of him shooting her, he sure set that up nice.
I don't know. I don't think it was edited. I think it was the body cam. Yeah, that was the body cam, and it was both of the officers' body cam. So you saw the one officer's body cam first, and then you saw the second officer.
How did you get the video?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
That's what was released on all the news.
Well, that's a good thing that they do that.
This one right here, let me show it, and I'll let y'all see where it came from. So this was Illinois Times article, body cam video of Sonya Massey death released. Deputy says on video that he feared being splashed with boiling water. And I just clicked on that one right there. And it's
if you got a little boiling water on you, that wouldn't be nothing compared to getting a bullet in your head.
Here's video from the body-worn cameras of two sheriff's deputies who entered Sonya Massey's Woodside Township home on July 6th, Massey, 36, received a fatal head wound, allegedly from a 9mm, fired by Deputy Sean Grayson. Grayson, 30, has been charged with first-degree red rum in the incident, and authorities have said he was unjustified in his use of deadly force.
I think he was too.
Yeah, absolutely. President Joe Biden just released a statement about Massey, saying Sonya's death at the hands of a responding officer reminds us all that all too often Black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not.
What was the guy that shot her, a black person?
No, he was a little old white guy.
Oh.
Well, he
Well,
wasn't
why he said that then.
big old guy. Looked to me like he was way over 6 foot tall. He was much bigger than she was. Oh, History of Haunted Oregon. My new favorite channel. Call me Judge Z. I was a good judge, though.
Who's she talking about?
I think our channel.
Oh,
Allegedly Lisa. LOL Tater. Their elevator don't go all the way to the top floor.
no. They're shy a few bricks up there.
Yeah.
And I don't know which ones it is. I don't know if it's lack of intelligence, good DNA material, or compassion, or what it is, but they're a few bricks shy.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I was saying last night. What is the draw? Listen, what I thought she might have been in her 30s, Miss Tiffany. I thought she was older than that, though.
I did too. She acted like I thought she's a little old feeble woman.
I figured she was about 50 or so. But
well, I'm 78 and I'm not feeble.
What is the draw to be a policeman? Is it because we know it's not the pay? They don't make very much. So what is the draw? Is it because it sure ain't what it used to be? Like used to, we were kind of
well, they might have Barney Fife, you know.
Well, we were taught that policemen, that you trust policemen. If you ever need help, you look for a policeman. If you get lost, how many of us as kids were told if you ever get lost, look for the first policeman?
Now we tell our kids if the police come to the door, don't let them in if they don't have a warrant.
Don't answer the door.
Don't answer the door. Did you can? Then they can't. They can come in, but they have to go get a warrant.
That's right, and that's sad.
I think it's so sad. But I was going to say, you all remember Andy Griffith's show with Barney Fife and him? Well, that's the way I thought sheriffs were, and they might have a deputy like Andy, but or like Barney, but
yeah.
Do they have the DP? What's the DP?
Death penalty, I think.
Oh.
Well, it's just sad. Well, I think when you have retaliation, okay, anytime you insult or offend people that are in the criminal justice system. And it doesn't just have to be police officers. It can be a policeman. It can be a prosecutor. It can be a social worker. It can be any of the above. And if you insult one of them, or if you expect them to do their job and they're not doing their job, and you try to call them on that aspect of something, then you're really upsetting them. You get under their skin. You really make them mad. And then you end up as a target for their revenge. So then behind the scenes, they can go talk to their other buddies, their other law enforcement buddies, or whoever's in that circle, that good old boy circle. And, they can do whatever they want to do depending on how far they want to take it, depending on how bad you bruised their ego.
Well, now I want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you were standing in front of somebody and you said, throw boiling water on me or shoot me in the head with some big old fat millimeter gun, which would you want? Well, I'll take the boiling water any day. I don't think even if she was going to throw some boiling water on them, that it justified them shooting her.
No.
Yeah, they might get warm or they might get burned, but they probably wouldn't even get burned because, they wear that vest and they got all kinds of crap on. It just wasn't a fair competition.
Yeah, look, our Miss Allegedly Lisa Elizabeth, he wanted to know her history with the police so he could start tearing up her character.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how they do it. That's what I was saying. They'll get behind your back and then they'll talk about you to this one and they'll talk about you to that one and they'll talk about you to anybody who will listen.
Well, let's go on and read these comments.
Okay. Let's see. William Collins. A while back, a guy with a weed whacker got pew-pewed in Oklahoma City. Well,
what was he taking it to the cops?
I don't know. To me, this one is hard. It's devastating to watch that video because that's not what you expect is going to happen. That went from 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. They were just standing there and everything was fine 1 second, and the next second she was on the ground.
Well, of course, that her house really looked kind of junked up, sort of like mine, and my porch is even in better junked up shape because I like to get out there and dabble in my plants. But at any rate, I wouldn't have wanted them coming in my house either because it just looked too bad.
Says they had many options besides taking her life. Pepper spray, stun gun, walking out of the little house. That's right. Most officers never have to use lethal force. This joker did it over hot water. And that was his excuse. He wanted to do what he did. I mean, obviously.
Well, he was startled that she was going to throw that hot water on him.
Well, they said that. Like, she wasn't even going to do that. That wasn't what she was.
Even if she was. And that's obviously what he thought. But that would not give him enough reason to shoot her just because she was going to throw hot water on him.
No, they could have.
One is a death sentence and one is just a little bit of pain.
Yeah, support with Steffa. Well, his narrative did not work out too well for him. Nope. Not
yet, it hasn't. But I was going to talk about that. I had an opinion on whether he should get out, and go home and wait on the trial. Well, if he gets home and they are going to put a leggy thing on him, they're going to charge him for that. So they don't have to feed him. They don't have to house him. They don't have to have people, if he wants a doctor, the doctor. I watch the medical thing go down to the jail all the time. I didn't know they did that. They don't take people in our jail down to the medical facility anymore. They got a medical van that comes down there and does whatever they need to do. But if he goes home, has to stay in the house, he can't even go outside. Looks to me like that'd be cheaper.
Yeah. Well, now they are releasing him on bond, and
he has to stay in the house.
The reason why that was such a big controversy is because they were saying what they've apparently successfully argued in the courtroom is that he is no longer a danger to public
society, right?
Because he's no longer on the job. So they're saying, he's no longer in that position as a police officer, so he's not going to be carrying a pew-pew, and he's not going to be out, answering calls. So the public doesn't have to fear,
for their safety from
their
him.
safety. But, I don't think that's obviously the court agreed with that argument, but
I agree with it because it costs less.
Right. Yeah. But look how many other people are still sitting in jail.
Well,
They're in pretrial detention.
Well, I don't know.
I
But
think
many if they could send home, they ought to send home if they're not in any danger. I don't think they'd probably have very many policemen sitting in jail.
Says, amen, Miss Tater. Some second-degree burns do not even require a pew-pew shot. That's right. Says, I don't think they had any reason to go into the house. No, they didn't. He was just harassing her. And the pew-pew officer approached her, which makes no sense if he thinks she is going to throw. Right, I know. Why would you continue to approach her instead of
Why would you go forward? You'd go backwards.
Whole thing could have been avoided.
I mean, a bullet is no competition for a boiling water. Boiling water's going to go right through it.
I believe that officer said that was her whole intention for calling them. But they did not have to go in that house. Yeah, he said she set this up. I heard him say that. And he is the one that told her to go over there. I know.
And I wondered about what did she have on anyway?
She looked to me like she had on a little nightgown with, those little
those
like
little
robe.
See-through, and then underneath she had like a bodysuit or something.
Well, I thought it was just a little nightgown or something.
Well,
I don't know. But I did hear that EMT, that female EMT that was standing in there in the kitchen after it had all happened. She said, we were just here earlier today. So I don't know what kind of a call they had been there on, but I heard her say that.
Well, I think she was a little off in the head, whoever she was.
She might have been having a time.
Yeah, Kenny Baker was a great fiddler. He was a fan from Jenkins. Yeah, they had his funeral here. He was with the Bluegrass Boys with Bill Monroe. He played with Ralph Stanley too, didn't he?
I told you she'd know. He asked me last night, and you were already gone. The courts want to release him to trial, but they are vocal about the real possibility he will be unalived by others as soon as he's let out. That's what I was thinking too. He'd probably be safer in jail.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Than on the street. Because, there's a whole new movement that is sweeping the world right now. And we see it with the pew pew of the United Healthcare CEO, the country, so many people in this country have reacted in a completely different way than what you would have thought that they would react. People are standing behind this Mangione fella. People are calling for jury nullification in his trial. They have raised so much money for his defense already.
I don't think you can go around shooting people just because you don't like their job.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And he probably wasn't even the one that made the decision. He's just the one that has to tell it.
But it's not so much that as what it appears to me. It looks like this people are look at all the support that Mickey has. So if it comes if it comes out that something was really, really bad and Mickey had done this out of some kind of what's the word I'm looking for when somebody goes out and does something for revenge?
He's going to be a hero.
Well, that's kind of what they're doing
Robin Hood, you know what I'm saying?
on this hero status. But that's what I'm saying. We're seeing a whole new movement right now of people getting behind these what's it called, you guys? What's the word I'm looking for?
Well, go on to something else and it'll come to you.
Like, what are the superheroes? Vigilante. Yes, thank you, Sunny Days. My brain, I'm telling you. Vigilante justice. Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. So you've got a lot of support for
Well,
this.
but we don't want vigilante justice because they used vigilante justice in the South when they wanted to kill off the black people.
Well, I know, but
I
that's
mean, it's like Ku Klux Klan.
well, right. But still, we're seeing.
I think we're seeing it, but I'm saying that it isn't any different. And some of those people that are making them comments about, them being Robin Hoods, they need to stop and think about what they're thinking about.
Sorry. I laughed so hard I snorted. Yeah, look, William Collins says people are fed up with everything that's happened. Vigilante, I know they are.
They are fed up. That's true. So somebody in the people that are in power to do some of this stuff needs to put some things in place to reduce the number of police that get in there and do that crazy criminal crap.
Law enforcement is supposed to protect and follow the law and legal system. We can't have vigilante mindset and continue to have a civilized society.
I don't think we can either.
Sweet Tater, did you know Martha Carson?
Yeah, this road right out here in front of my house is named Martha Carson.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's not just for that. There are reasons for it. Let's see. I agree, Sonny, but I understand the support Luigi is receiving. And that, they've raised a whole lot of money for his defense. And I've seen several different
Now who's Luigi? Is he
Luigi
the one
is the one who
pew-pewed the CEO?
The insurance CEO. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And there's a whole lot of people who have been
denied certain things and their family member died.
Victims.
So
yeah. And it's sad. People are starting to fight back in different ways now. Debbie Lemon says, I like gun smoke.
I always liked gun smoke myself.
Have you heard about the Aaron Spencer case in Arkansas? A father pew-pewed a perf who had arred his 14-year-old daughter and kidnapped her. Yes, I think I did hear that case, and I think he'll get off because he found like the dad rolled up on the guy's car, didn't he? And his daughter was there. I think he'll end up getting away with that.
Well, you need to do a thing on it. I don't know a thing about it.
We will. I had an odd situation and had Humana insurance, and I had to have blood work done, and I was not in the system, so I had to go back and get another test. Finally, they found me in the system. I met Thompson. He didn't deserve to be red-rummed. Luigi is evil. That he's mentally ill. He's got some kind of a mental illness. He doesn't. His mother, from what I saw on a news report, he had been reported missing like in March. His mom reported him missing, and he had been like off the trail for
Well,
months
he'd been off the grid.
off the
But
grid.
somehow he was able to purchase a gun. Now, what
Well,
kind of
it
documents?
was a 3D printed pew pew, so it was.
Ooh,
it
how
was
to
one
get a
of those-
3D pen printer? They really cost a lot of money.
Not so much anymore. There's a little boy that lives here in Letcher County that's got his mommy's got him a 3D printer, and he makes all kinds of stuff and sells it on Facebook or online.
Certainly
They're
is dangerous being able to make guns with a 3D printer.
They call them ghost.
So, I mean, a child could make it. Anybody that wouldn't pass any of the inspections they do before you are sold a gun, you wouldn't have to do any of those.
Are there any descendants of Kentucky giant Martin Van Buren Bates in Letcher County? Are they tall? I don't know.
Martin Van Buren Bates, was he that tall guy that we see pictures of?
Yeah.
Well, now, we have some people in this county that have that Merforms something genetic. And we have several of those. And I had a friend that died from that maybe 2 or 3 years ago. She was from here. She had Marfans or something like that.
Oh.
They're real tall people.
They are charging him with red rum because he pew-pewed the man. Like the law is not out to protect us. You can't spell tonight. Off the grid. There we go. Oh my God, you're so cute. Sweet tater.
Oh, well, thanks.
All right. Well, you got any other points you want to make on this?
No, I don't have any. I just think it's a crying shame the boy was in that position so that he would do such a thing. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah,
I mean, the
I
handwriting
agree.
was
I
on the wall.
Yeah, it was going to happen
Yeah,
at some point in time.
if he stayed a police officer.
Yep, I agree. Let's see. D. Wright says, I'm related to Martin Van Buren Bates, the giant. Average height.
Well, that was a genetic thing. They have to get one from each parent. So if you don't get a double dose of that genetic trait, then you won't be one of them giant people. But there are people here that have that Marfans. And that might be what he had. I don't know. He sure was a tall dude, though. What was his name again, Elizabeth? I might go look that up.
Martin Van Buren Bates.
Yeah, he was that tall man that they had in the circus or something.
Yeah. Let's see. She says, I take care of those with illness. He wasn't in psychosis because he wasn't making decisions. So he is responsible for his behavior. Oh, yeah, he's responsible for it regardless. I think that second officer was all shook up and knew the pew-pew was not necessary. His hand was shaking when he was cleaning these hands up. Yeah, he was the one that was crying at the back of the cop car, I think. Yes, please hit that like button. I've started, I thought of something I'm going to start saying, with hillbilly crime. You either like it, love it, or leave it.
Well, I looked up this.
Hit that like button.
I looked up Martin Van Buren Bates, and he was from Kentucky, and he was known as a giant. And he also had two children. So he did pass on his genetic trait. And he was 7 foot 9 inches tall and weighed 475 pounds. And he was born in Letcher County, and he died in Seville, Ohio.
Wow.
I think that's amazing. I got to look and see what them people's name are that have that. I wish I could think about it, what it was called.
She says the blue people are from Kentucky.
Yeah, they're from Knott County, and they were. It just flew right away, but I know what their last name is. Now, they were missing a vitamin or something in their blood. And so, it's a genetic trait, and you had to get two of the. But nobody wanted to marry a blue person or a person that had a blue person in their family. So, they were pretty isolated. So the genetic pool was pretty small, like-ish. So somebody from the UK medical center came down here and identified that, and they gave him the medication, and, they just had to take some sort of medication and their blood would go back to looking normal. I'll think of what their name is in a minute. It's in the last name.
Yeah, I watched
something. That's where they're from.
I watched something on the blue people not too awful long ago. And they're, like you said, people didn't want to marry them, so they only had their kind of.
Their last name were Fugits.
Fugits, yeah.
I had to, trace some steps in my brain to get to the name.
That's all right. Shall not be infringed, which has been infringed all over the place with metal printing coming out, will soon no longer be infringed.
What does infringed mean?
Doesn't that mean like stepping on your toes?
Yeah. Infringing your rights.
Yeah. You ladies ever go to Mountain Motor Complex for the dirt track races? I'll be there this summer. I used to go a long time ago, but I haven't.
It's over there in Isom, sort of outside Isom.
It is. Yeah, it's not far. It's only about 15 minutes.
I've been tied a couple of times lately. I've been over in that area going up and down some of them hollers, checking stuff out.
Yeah. Are there any Melungeon people in Letcher County? There sure are.
Well, there might be some, but we don't have any identified.
They claim to be. There's a lot that claim to be.
Well, the Melungeons were identified down there in Virginia, and you can look at some of the records that the Virginia government tried to get rid of them way back long ago. They wouldn't do it now, but there's records you can look at that are just really awful what they did to those people.
That's sad.
They were in a particular area over there in Virginia. I don't remember exactly where it is, but I do know that one of our authors that came from Greenup County, Jesse Stewart, he wrote about those people too. He went to school down at Middlesboro, and I think that's down there in Virginia, that college over there. Mm-hmm. And so he probably, found out about them from there.
Mm-hmm. Elvis was Melungeon, supposedly. I've heard that. Yeah.
Well, he could have been, because he had some, different looks about him. He was very handsome, and so the combination, he had a good genetic combination there going for him to look good. Usually that comes from diversity.
Well, that's why they used to be blood tests to get married. That's right. I forgot about that.
I thought they were looking for venereal diseases.
William Collins says, "What's a blue person?"
Well, they just had a tinge blue to their skin tone,
No, it's not the Blue Man Group. Here, let me see if I can find
I don't know anything about that. I'm just a science nerd.
Kentucky blue people. Here, I'll pull it up here and let you see it. Well, let me see. I got to be careful on the. Here we go. FaxNet, Mystery of the Fugit Family, the blue people.
Well, I told you that. I don't know why it's so funny.
What? Good. Because nobody knows what we're talking about, I don't think. Here.
Oh, they never.
In
They
fact,
don't
the
know
first
what
thought
the
to
blue
cross our
people
minds
are.
are fictional characters like Mystique from Marvel's X-Men or Papa Smurf from the Smurfs franchise. Outside
Well,
in sci-fi films, however, did you know that blue-skinned people actually exist in real life?
I don't know if I'm gonna
One famous
see
example
where
is
they
the
are.
there
Fugit
they
family.
are.
The Fugit family aren't characters from your favorite fictional stories. They were a family who had blue-purplish skin. In the late 1900s, the Fugit family's blue skin was a medical anomaly. But the case of Benjamin Stacy, the last of the blue Fugits, helped doctors uncover the truth behind the family's blue skin. If you're curious in learning more about the Fugit family, the secret behind their blue skin, and other frequently asked questions, then keep on watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I don't.
Well,
Just
it was chemical they had needed in their bloodstream. They just were missing,
Wanda says, "Wow, never too old to learn something new." I'm telling you, the whole family was blue.
We had, Eastern Kentucky was pretty isolated. So you didn't get a lot of diversity. That was used to be. I don't know how it would be now. But they also had that Isom's disease. And there was some doctor down there in Harlan. It was a blindness. And there was some doctor down there in Harlan, and his name was Isom. And he's the one that discovered that strand. And so they genetically test for that now when they have the right background.
That's crazy.
There's a bloodline in Kentucky, in Eastern Kentucky. And at a certain age, they'd go blind.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to play this one or not. 'Cause some stuff you get in trouble for copyright. So, if any of you guys are interested in it, you see where it says it's the mystery of the Fugit family, the blue people of Kentucky, and that's on YouTube. So you can go there and watch it if you want to. And you can probably just Google it, Kentucky blue people. There's a couple different things you can watch on it. Yes, Tater is very knowledgeable.
No, I just like to read and different things. And I like science real well and why things are the way they are.
Yeah.
And not just physics, the physics of why things are the way they are is very interesting. Biologically, it's very interesting. Genetically, all that stuff is so interesting. And I'm not an atheist.
No, he has Spike Fast
Virginia
Racing.
Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, and they lived in Bloom County, she said, or is there in Eastern Kentucky versus we have the Hatfields and McCoys, and I knew about the Wonderful Whites of West Virginia because the Mike Seeger put together a great documentary on the dance styles of the Appalachian Mountains, and one of the Whites was in that video. So and the little boy danced in the video. Now he lives down in Tennessee now, and I used to be Facebook friends with him, and I'd see something now and then. But now I was told that film, The Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, that was all that a lot of that film was just kind of made up. They were spoofing. Yeah, Jessica is a wonderful dancer, and D. Ray White was his daddy. She's right. Or I don't know if it was his daddy, but he was the one that raised him. Could have been his grandpa or his uncle.
Jet Electro says Eversole French feud in Perry County.
I don't know that feud, but I'd say there's been a lot of feuds here in Eastern Kentucky.
I love paleontology.
What is paleontology?
I don't know, Miss Rosas. What is paleontology? Tell us. She says, I want to go to the body farm.
Oh, well, yeah. I went to one of those. This is different, but it's the same. I mean, it's kind of one of them body places. And a lot of them came from China. And they had these bodies. And I don't know, and I don't know how they did it, but it was all these bodies. And they'd have a body that had this kind of thing wrong with it. And so when a person in China died in prison, the body became the property of the state, and they turned them into these little mummies to go around and show their diseases all over the world. It was interesting. I don't remember what it was called.
They said the study of paleontology is the study of bones and fossils.
Okay, I like that too.
Study of dinosaurs.
I like that too.
Debbie Lemon says, yes, we have the Hatfield and McCoys here in Tennessee too.
Here on the border between Kentucky and West Virginia is where our Hatfields and McCoys were at. And they were, I don't know, they really say that some of that's true. And they do a Hatfield McCoy reenactment over in Pikeville, which is close to West Virginia. There's methylene blue. And it's been to treat seizures, Parkinson's, dementia, and even MS. Pretty interesting. Well, I like to have some. It might make me smarter. Make me not forget so many things.
Miss Debbie, what is the body farm? She says, but we have one here in Knoxville at UT.
Well, they take bodies that are donated, and it's sort of like a science forensic place, and they take the bodies and they take them out, in this area. It's all designed where they're going to put them and everything. And they let them, stay there, and they go back and they look at them and they study it so that when they go find a body, when there's a crime been committed and there's a body there, they'll see the stages of like decomposition and that kind of stuff. It's really interesting stuff. I used to watch some of those series where they would do all that stuff to the bodies. I forgot what they were called, CIS or something, CSI.
Yeah.
But even though those may not be exactly accurate or anything, you can get a feel for what that science is.
She says the body farm is people that give their bodies and they are put in the ground. Detectives, etc., learn to get the bodies from the ground forensically.
Oh, they're digging the bodies up.
Yeah.
A layer at a time.
I didn't even know that they did something like that, but that's very interesting.
I hadn't thought about abusing them for that. I just thought they laid them on the ground.
Happy holidays, Miss Jennifer. Thank you, honey. Krista Pack was a horrific case out of Knoxville, Tennessee, back in 1995. I remember that name.
We ought to write that down and look it up.
Oh, we go. Krista Pack. I was looking up the case that somebody put on here the other day. And I didn't want you to think that I had forgotten about it or anything. I just wanted to mention that I was going to bring the case up because it reminded me so much of the Sandra Dinsmore, Crystal McCrory Jones. That case is very similar to the Sandra case in Massachusetts. I keep wanting to say her last name wrong. I'm wanting to say Dinsmore, Sandra, in Massachusetts. I don't want to say it wrong. Birchmore, Sandra Birchmore, not Dinsmore. I'm so sorry. But the Sandra Birchmore case and the Crystal McCrory Jones case, both of those are very, very similar.
Well, all these cases we've talked about so far have been women.
It goes to show you just how many women are unalived. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's awful. Let's see. Debbie says the one at UT is for study, yes, but it also where around the world people send bodies for CSI study, and when you give your body to science. Didn't Dr. My old psychology professor, I think he gave his body to science when he
I'm going to
passed.
give mine to science.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. I think I have some interesting genetic qualities.
Well, there you go. I recently found y'all's channel and love listening to both of you. I'm in Texas. Love your accent. Never lose it because it's beautiful. Well, thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Guessing the body farm they were talking about was studying dead bodies and insects.
That is a part of it.
I'm late. How's your family doing? Thank you. Thank you. He is doing amazing.
I saw the prettiest it was a turkey. And I was going up this holler, and there that turkey was. And that turkey just knew we had food in the car for it, and it followed us. I was so sad I didn't have anything I could throw to it. Oh, it was the cutest thing.
Yes. The Judds and I are third cousins.
Woo, woo, woo. They're from Ashland, Kentucky. That's up there in Boyd County.
Thank you, Miss Jennifer. Thank you. Debbie says Nancy Grace refers to U2's body farm a lot. UT's, University of Tennessee. My friend signed her body over to a body farm before she passed, and that's where her body is. I think that's amazing. Diana was Naomi's real name. That's cool. I wouldn't want anyone inspecting and gawking at my dead body. Ew.
I don't want anybody gawking and inspecting my body right now. It's a little bit decaying, it's got a little sag and marks.
We
and
don't-
all kinds of stuff.
We don't want to look at it either, do we, Mommy?
No, I don't want to look at my body. I like my new. I got my extra large. My son is a big boy, and I got him this extra large sweater, and it is really, really nice. And I got a good deal on it, so I got it to him for Christmas. And when he opened it later, he was gone during Christmas. He said, I don't know how big you think I am. This is an XL, and you paid $60 for it. And I thought, did I pay that much for a sweatshirt? But I did, and I paid $30. And I thought that was a fair price.
Why,
So I just took the sweatshirt.
There you go. I buy stuff for the boys all the time. And as long as I'm skinny enough, I can wear it too. When I get fat, though, I can't wear their stuff. Oh, yes. She says, let's go on a field trip to the body farm.
Well, I think I'll pass.
She'll
I'd rather go to a strawberry farm.
go to a strawberry patch.
Yeah, I found one today over there where they grow strawberries.
Good, good, good. Beach bum says over my dead body. Oh, hi, friends. Yeah. At near 70, I see the effects of gravity and time too. I know, and it just goes faster and faster and faster. The older we get,
the more gravity we've consumed. And it makes us sag, sag, sag.
He says, when's Mickey's trial starting? Spring? I doubt it'll start in the spring.
They got a lot of stuff they got to get in order, and they got to work it all out and make sure that, that they have the right answers if it goes this way and that way. So I think they'll be preparing a long time.
Yeah.
They're considering, what kind of offers they might make or what kind of offers they might
what kind of plea bargains they can put together. So
See,
we'll have to see.
if you treated Mickey's case like they treated the man's case that we just studied about, where they were going to let him go home, they would have let Mickey go home.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't be any danger to anybody else if he was stripped of all of his, and put a leg.
But see, that
there again, they'd keep him in. If they keep him in jail, then he'd be safer.
Well, my argument to all of it is, I would be afraid they would be a danger to themselves, because.
Well, just think how much money that would save the state and the local government.
Just off one person, it ain't going to be that much that they're saving.
Well, it's going to be a lot. All that, they won't have to do any of that criminal stuff. They won't have to try them and pay all those people, to go down there and testify, and you won't have to keep them in jail.
If they give him a plea bargain?
No, if they go. You said if they let them go home, you'd be afraid of what they do to themselves.
I mean, if they let them go home until trial, because
that's
then,
right. But I'm saying, if you let them go home and they do themselves in.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. But I'm thinking about justice. If they do themselves in, then they don't have to pay for their crime. Where's the justice victims? See what I'm saying?
They're not going to ever be rehabilitated and be able to go out in the country, in their town, and be a positive influence.
No, and he needs to go to jail. This guy who pew-pewed poor Sonya Massey in the head, he needs to pay for what he did. And just being kicked off the police department is not a punishment. He needs to pay for what he did. He took her life. But
I agree. That's a bad thing. He did a bad thing.
Are the people of Letcher County 50-50, or are they pro Mickey or pro Judge? What do you think, Mom?
I'd say it might be 30-50. 30 for Mickey or 30-70, and 70 the other way.
70% Judge and 30% Mickey?
Yeah, I think that they'd like to see him do a considerable sentence for what he did.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think right after it happened, you had a whole lot that was supportive of Mickey, that were standing behind him, rain or shine. It didn't matter what anybody said. They were very vocally behind Mickey. Now, I don't know if it's as vocal, and the amount.
It's not as vocal. I mean, the gossip about that case has died down a little bit.
Yeah, I think it has too. No. Do y'all see the poor family of the sheriff or victim's family around town? It's so horrible what happened. Prayers to the families. Yeah, no, I don't never see any of them out. Vinny's song. I always thought he was calling you Jennifer Sue, babe. I believe they're all dirty. Let's see. Sunny Days. I think Mickey is mentally unstable. He does not need access to a pew or people. Well, that was kind of what my thought process was with like this cop that for Sonya Massey's case, when they were saying he wasn't a danger to the community. Well, look how fast he flipped and pew-pewed her. So it just kind of, to me, that makes it like, how could
you not be allowed? I'm sure that when those people go home, they're not allowed to have any guns in the home.
I think it's about him being a sitting judge. He just needs an ankle bracelet. They work great. Yeah. Sweet Tater, do you remember a guy by the name of Roy Lee Centers? He was Ralph Stanley's lead singer in the early 70s. He is from Jackson, Kentucky, in Breathitt County. He was red rummed in 1974.
Yeah, they got off the bus, and he'd been fooling around with somebody's wife, I think, and he came and did his deed. But I remember the Centers guy. He was a great singer. And see, Ralph's a tenor, so after his brother Carter died, he had various lead singers, and he had Keith Whitley as his lead singer for a while.
Keith Whitley was beautiful.
Oh, and he sang so good. Him and Ralph. He sang with Ralph for quite a while. Then he went down and he sang with J.D. Crowe. Then he went to Nashville.
Yeah. I hear he has a dealer that can get you a good deal on ankle bracelets.
I believe I want one, but I'm thinking about putting bells on my cats so they can't catch my birds. That's kind of the same, isn't it?
Think that they will make a deal to keep it out of the public eye. There's way too many deals to ever see justice. Well, you know, that was something that the prosecutor, that Jackie Steele, that was something he said at that last hearing that they did, that they had when Mickey was denied bail. I think they'll end up doing another bail. I think they'll do like another bond hearing for him where he was denied. They still had to assign a judge, a trial judge for his case. They probably have assigned the judge now. I just haven't heard who it's going to be. But when one of those news reporters interviewed Jackie Steele after the hearing, he made some comment that they were looking at some kind of mental health stuff. And I forget exactly his word for word, what his word for word was, but it made me think that they were going to look at what plea deals they could see.
They're going to be looking at mental issues and see what they come up with.
Yeah, because I just don't see, every time Jackie Steele talks about something about this case, he doesn't come off like he's angry, like he's out to prosecute this case. You know, like he's not out to it just doesn't seem to me like he's out to make a name for himself on this case. If they can plead this out, I think they will. I just really do. I think if they have a trial, too much stuff will end up coming out. And I don't think that they want that. But that's just my opinion. You know, I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. And some people might disagree with me on that. And that's perfectly fine.
Well, I think after this is over with, everybody's going to tell the tale. So we might not find as much from the trial as we will for people putting their experience on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll pay them to do it.
And once this is over, regardless whether it's a trial or whether it's a plea bargain, people will be putting in their public records requests, trying to find out any information that they can. And you know they're going to have the discovery. Like Mickey's lawyers couldn't put in to get any kind of discovery from this case until it was sent upstairs, until the grand jury came back with an indictment. They had to wait until that part of the process was done before they could get anything in discovery. So now they are able to start getting some of the evidence that the prosecutor is going to use against him. So
I think I
You
think
know,
Mickey will get a fair trial. Do you, Elizabeth?
I think he'll get a fair trial.
I don't think he's going to get anything maximum that people might expect him to get. I don't think that's going to happen.
We all saw the video. We know he did what he did. Now they have to tell why. That they have to tell why. I mean, there's no other way around it. They have to give a reason.
I guess it's 9:40 something.
Yeah. We'll get off of here. I mean, look real quick. What was it? Maybe Mickey can get work release and work for the bracelet company and monitor himself. Well, I heard a little birdie tell me that they've got him working in laundry at the Leslie County Jail. So I don't know if that's true or not, but they said.
Well, I hope it's true. I'll give him something to do.
Is. So they've probably got him as a trustee working in the jail. Yes, LS. I think more people support Mickey but want to stay quiet. I think so too. Yep.
No.
Not being allowed a pew pew but getting one is two different things. Yep, that's true. That's true. Let's see. They say September is Mickey's trial, seen in Mountain Eagle. Not hollering in here. Yeah, okay. So that sounds about right. September.
I didn't read the Mountain Eagle today. Did you, Elizabeth?
No, I read it.
I saw something on the front page and I wondered it was something interesting.
Yeah.
That I was going to tell you about, and then I forgot it.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't see anything in it that was over Mickey's.
No, I didn't either. It was something else.
Yeah.
You know, the deal on the prisons is interesting too. We're supposed to get this federal prison. Of course, I don't want it.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Okay. Well, you all, I guess we'll go ahead and close it out for tonight. And I don't know when school starts back. Sometime soon. My kids will have to go back to school soon.
Well, not after New Year's, and this is just the 29th. Tomorrow will be the 30th.
They probably go back on like the 3rd or something.
And that's what I'd be thinking.
Yeah, Jen has too many hobbies, says not till the 6th up there. Yes, thank you all for for always giving us a great chat. If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I think like 65% of my viewers ain't even subscribed. Subscribe. And then hit the like button if you do. Like it, love it, or leave it. Hillbilly Crime. Here we are. We're here to stay. All right, y'all. Well, we will see you tomorrow. I think 7 o'clock is probably going to be our standard time that we're going to do our show, 7 o'clock. This evening I was a little bit late because my computer had to do some updates and stuff. But we will see you all tomorrow. And you all have a great rest of your night. I love you, Mommy. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Love you, Elizabeth. Night, night.
Good night. Stay blessed. Bye.